8 psychological signs you love staying at home. Let's get right into it. Number 1. You find peace in solitude. Let's start with the most foundational sign. Solitude doesn't feel like a punishment to you, it feels like a reward. For many, silence is empty, but for you, silence is full. It's full of your own thoughts, your daydreams, your creativity, and a deep sense of calm. You don't need the constant buzz of conversation or the energy of a crowd to feel engaged. In fact, you often feel the most like yourself when you're alone. It's in those quiet moments, with a book, with your thoughts, with a simple task, that you feel a sense of clarity and wholeness. This is a hallmark of a strong inner life. Psychologically, it means you don't rely on external validation to regulate your mood. You've developed the ability to self-soothe, to entertain yourself, and to find contentment from within. You're not outsourcing your happiness to other people or events. Instead, you're your own emotional home base. Being alone doesn't make you feel lonely. It makes you feel free. Number 2. The world has drained you before. For some, the home becomes a sanctuary not by choice, but by necessity. Think back on your experiences. Have you navigated a toxic workplace where you had to wear an emotional mask all day? Have you been in draining relationships or friendships that demanded more than they gave? The outside world can be abrasive, and after enough negative experiences, your psyche learns to seek out safety. Your love for staying home, in this case, is a deeply intelligent protective mechanism. It's your emotional immune system telling you it's time to retreat and heal. This transforms your home from a simple living space into a psychological fortress. It's the one place on earth where you don't have to be on. You don't have to manage anyone's perceptions of you. You can be messy, quiet, sad, or joyful without an ounce of judgment. This is your recovery zone. Every moment spent within these walls is an act of self-care, allowing you to lower your defenses and recharge the batteries that the world has depleted. It's not about avoiding life, it's about having a safe space to process it. Number 3, you're a true introvert. Let's clear up a huge misconception right now. Being an introvert doesn't mean you're shy, anxious, or that you dislike people. Not at all. It's all about energy. Think of your social energy as a finite resource, like a battery on your phone. For an extrovert, being around people charges their battery. For you, an introvert, social interactions drain it. Even the most wonderful, fun, and engaging party will slowly but surely deplete your energy reserves. You can love your friends and have a great time, but at the end of the night, you feel that familiar pull, the deep, undeniable need to retreat and recharge. This is why home is not just a preference. It's a non-negotiable part of your well-being. It's your personal power station. At home, there are no social demands. You don't have to perform the role of attentive friend or charming colleague. You can drop the act, take off the mask, and just be. This is a sign of high self-awareness. You understand your internal wiring. You know your limits and you honor them. Instead of pushing yourself to social burnout, you wisely retreat to your sanctuary to restore your mental and emotional equilibrium. You're not antisocial, you're energetically intelligent. Number 4, home is your healing space. Ever notice that after a particularly stressful day, you have an urge to clean or organize something? You start tidying up the kitchen, rearranging the books on your shelf, or just making your bed, and a sense of calm slowly trickles back in. This isn't just a random quirk, it's your psyche in action. When the outside world feels chaotic and out of your control, you instinctively turn to your personal environment to restore a sense of order. By controlling your physical space, you're subconsciously telling your brain that you can also regain control over your inner world. This is the essence of your home as a healing space. It's an active, restorative environment. You don't just passively sit there, you engage with it to soothe yourself. The warm lighting, the familiar scent, the texture of your favorite blanket, these are all sensory inputs that signal safety to your nervous system. You don't need to go out for a drink or seek a loud distraction to unwind. Your healing comes from the simple, grounding rituals you perform within your own sanctuary. You're not just living in your home. You're co-creating a space with it that actively helps you mend, process, and come back to yourself. Number 5, you're deeply creative. For most people, a blank, quiet room can be intimidating, but for you, it's a blank canvas. Silence is an empty space. It's the fertile ground where your best ideas begin to grow. Where others might feel bored or restless, you feel a spark of inspiration. This is the creative's paradox. The less that's happening around you, the more that's happening within you. Whether you're a writer, a painter, a musician, a coder, or just someone who loves to solve complex problems in your head, you instinctively know that your best work happens when the world shuts up for a minute. This is because your home allows you to achieve that magical, almost mythical state of flow. In psychology, flow is a state of complete immersion in an activity. Time seems to disappear. Your sense of self fades away. It's just you and your work, moving in perfect harmony. The outside world, with its constant pings, demands, and interruptions, is the natural enemy of flow. It's nearly impossible to achieve that deep creative focus when you're constantly being pulled in a dozen different directions. Your home, however, is your dedicated flow state incubator. It's a controlled environment where you can minimize distractions and allow your imagination to run wild. You're not avoiding the world, you're just busy building one of your own. Number 6, you dislike crowds and noise. Now, this one is crucial, and it's often confused with introversion, but it's a different beast entirely. You might actually love people. You might enjoy deep one-on-one conversations and feel energized by your closest friends. But put yourself in a crowded concert, a noisy bar, or a chaotic shopping mall, and your whole system starts to short circuit. It's not the people that are the problem, it's the sheer volume of sensory input, the flashing lights, the overlapping sounds, the unpredictable movement. It's a full-on assault on your nervous system. This is a classic sign of being a highly sensitive person, HSP, a psychological trait where your brain processes sensory information more deeply and intensely than the average person. Think of your nervous system as a highly advanced audio-visual receiver. While others might just hear background noise, you hear every single conversation, the clinking of glasses, and the hum of the air conditioner. It's not a weakness. Your brain is simply taking in more information per second, which can be incredibly overwhelming. Home becomes your sensory sanctuary, the one place where you can control the volume and brightness of the world. You're not retreating because you're scared. You're retreating to give your superpowered senses a much-needed rest. Number 7, you value freedom and control. Think about how much of your average day is dictated by external forces. Your boss's schedule, the traffic patterns, the social expectations of others. You are constantly adapting, compromising, and reacting to a world you can't control. But the moment you step inside your home, the dynamic shifts entirely. You are no longer a passenger. You are the pilot. You control the thermostat, the playlist, the schedule, and most importantly, the energy. Want to eat breakfast for dinner while wearing pajamas? No one's going to stop you. Need absolute silence to focus? You can create it. This isn't about being a control freak. It's a reflection of a strong, internal locus of control. This psychological concept means you believe that you are the primary force in shaping your own life and happiness, rather than being at the mercy of outside events. Your home becomes the physical manifestation of this mindset. It's a living laboratory where your choices directly create your reality. In a world that can feel unpredictable and chaotic, your home is your kingdom. A predictable, orderly space where you have ultimate autonomy. You stay home not just for comfort, but for the profound psychological freedom of being the undisputed author of your own immediate experience. Number 8, you've outgrown superficial socializing. Remember when the goal was just to be invited, to be seen, to have a full social calendar? For you, those days are likely a distant memory. You've reached a point where the thought of standing in a loud room making small talk about the weather, about your job, about nothing at all, feels less like fun and more like a form of psychological torture. It feels like spending a precious currency, your energy, on transactions that yield zero emotional profit. You've simply outgrown it. You now crave depth. You'd rather have one soul-bearing, 2-hour conversation with a close friend than 10 shallow chats with acquaintances. This isn't a sign of becoming bitter or reclusive. It's a powerful sign of emotional maturity. You've learned that your peace is more valuable than your popularity. You've realized that not every invitation needs to be accepted, and not everyone deserves access to your time and energy. You're no longer collecting friends. You're cultivating connections. Home gives you the perfect filter. It allows you to conserve your social energy for the people and conversations that truly matter. You're not avoiding connection, you're just refusing to settle for the shallow kind. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.